Friends, there was a girl named Sheila who had no mother. She had passed away many years ago. Sheila was only 5 years old when she was in her arms. Her mother had left her and departed. Her father was a heavy drinker. He didn't show Sheila any respect. He was constantly threatening and scolding her. After his second wife, Malti, was quite beautiful and always preoccupied. Where's our breakfast? She rarely did any household chores, and her stepdaughter Sheila would do all the household chores. In France, poor Sheila, she was always busy doing all the household chores, and she was always busy all day long. And on the days when she felt even slightly unwell, Malti would start scolding her. She would say, "You're a slacker, you don't know how to do your work properly. You only know how to eat." And friends, she would give her dry bread and stale vegetables for dinner. Now, friends, she never got fresh food. Because of this, Sheila was always deeply unhappy with her stepmother and father. But what could the poor girl do? Her mother had left her, and her father was the same. He was always preoccupied with his alcohol, always drunk. And whenever he saw his daughter, he would only scold her. And poor Sheila spent all day in her house acting like a servant. And her other stepmother, who had come, was really well dressed. She was always standing in front of the dressing room. She would comb her hair, apply makeup, wear new look clothes, and wear nice saris and wander around the house all day. The girl Sheila simply worked like a servant with no one to inquire about her well-being. Sheila wasn't even educated. After her mother's death, her father had left her with the sole responsibility of the household. She would do all the household chores all day. Her stepmother, who had always been adamant, wouldn't even let her go to school, leaving Sheila's education completely incomplete. She never got to study. And by the time she was finally getting to the age of marriage, Malti learned about a young man in a nearby village, Yadarum. He was a much older man named Badrin Afa, but he was quite wealthy. And then Malti learns about the old man, realizing that he's very wealthy. Marahafi. He owns a lot of property. He has no shortage of wealth. So friends, once Malti learns all the information about Badrinath, she goes to his house to meet him, accompanied by her husband. And when she finally meets Badrinath, she's very taken with the old man because Sheila wasn't his own daughter, she was his stepdaughter. And she simply didn't want Sheila to marry a good man, a bad man, under any circumstances. Under any circumstances. She always had negative thoughts about him and wanted to see him suffer throughout his life out. And because of this, she becomes attracted to the old man and she arranges Sheila's marriage with him. And then friends, after she arranges Sheila's marriage with that man, she returns home and tells Sheila, look Sheila, I've already arranged your marriage, so you better get ready. You have to go to your husband's house. Hearing this from her stepmother, Sheila bursts into tears. She says, "Mother, you decided my wedding date without even asking me. You should have told me at least once," because she knew about the old man. One day before the marriage was finalized, the old man came to her house. At that moment, Sheila was cooking in the kitchen. In the next room, her Malti Kabir, Malti, and Badrinath were sitting and talking Gotora. So she has secretly overheard their conversation about her marriage to the old man, and because of that, she was already very scared and nervous. But when Malti came home and told her that her marriage was now fixed, with the old marshal core. She cried profusely and through her tears told her father, "Dad, I don't want to get married right now, so please cancel this marriage at old age." But her father, who was there to listen to her, ignored her words and began scolding her. He said, "How long will you sit at home and eat free food? You're getting old now. You should get married and leave this house. That's why we want you to get married as soon as possible. And then, you should rule the house up. Your future husband is very wealthy. He's very rich. He'll never let you lack anything. You'll live like a queen with him. Your house will have everything, including servants. You won't have to do a single thing there, unlike you do here. You'll always be dressed up just like your mother, Malti. You won't have any problems there, and no one will scold or criticize you. Because the old man is a very simple man. He loves you very much and he's fallen in love with you. So much that Badri even gave us 500,000 euros before the wedding. And then when Sheila hears about money, she realizes that her stepmother and father have sold her to Bajrai. She then turns into a cow. In other words, she becomes completely silent and doesn't utter a single word. And then, friends, after a few days have passed in this manner, one day at the appointed time, Badri arrives at Malti's doorstep with a grand wedding procession. When he arrives and the villagers gather to see the groom, everyone is stunned and they begin to exclaim, what has Malti done? What a great injustice. Driven solely by her greed for money, she arranged the marriage of a young girl to an old man. What kind of woman is this? Her daughter is so beautiful, yet she is very young. And why is she marrying her son to such an old man? She's a terrible mother, a very greedy mother. Friends, all the women and girls of the village who had come to Malti's door to see the groom started abusing her. They said that Malti isn't a good woman. She shouldn't have done such a thing to her stepdaughter Sheila. She shouldn't have committed such a sin. Friends, there were some elderly women in the village who were saying the same thing. Sheila isn't her own daughter, Joita Katar. She's her stepdaughter, and that's why she must have sold Sheila to this old man for money. Everyone was complaining about her, and then everyone in the village started whispering among themselves. And then what happens is Sheila is married to Badri Habri. And when Badri in the morning takes Rasika's hand and fills her hairline with vermilion and takes her home, everyone in the village overall to Kadaga to Young was sad for Sheila. There was no joy in everyone's heart. There was only sadness. The atmosphere of the village had become like this, and everyone was cussing Malti. It was said that Malti had done a terrible wrong to her daughter Sheila. Driven solely by her greed for money, she had done this to a young girl. Malti had gotten the money, but what about Sheetul, the girl who had married a man of that age? Friends, Mala was always so selfish that she only thought about herself and her own benefits, and she considered herself beautiful. She believed that there were no women as beautiful as her in the village. And then, friends, when Sheila leaves and goes with Badri to his house, and friends, on that first night, when her husband goes to her room to Sheila, what happens is that he completes his ritual with Sheila. Sheila. Then, the next morning, Sheila says to Badri, look, you did everything you wanted to do to me, but from today on, you won't do this to me anymore because I won't live with you under any circumstances and I'm leaving right now. And then after saying all this to Badri, she immediately leaves the house. 5 minutes later, Badri immediately calls Malti and tells her that Sheila has left the house. Malti then tells her husband that Sheila's father says that it's good that she's gone now. After all, how long will Badri continue to harass her? It's a good thing. Anyway, we got the money. Now let her live her life. We married her off and sent her away. She's no longer a responsibility. And now you can go wherever she wants. Don't worry. We've done our job. We've got our money. And then, friends, when Sheila leaves Malti, Badri's house, she catches a train straight to Delhi, And friends, after reaching Delhi, she's sitting at the Delhi station and she doesn't have a single rupee to eat or buy anything. And then a young boy sets his sights on Sheila, And when he sees her, he understands. Because at that moment, Sheila leaves her house in her bridal attire. She was wearing a red scarf and red bangles, all of which made him understand that this girl had run away from home. He then went to Sheila and asked her, what's the matter? I've been noticing you sitting here alone, silently and looking very distressed and harassed. Sheila then explained her entire ordeal to him. She told him, Goto, I've run away from my in-laws' house because my husband isn't worthy of me. My parents, imbued by money, married me to him. But I can't live with him anymore. And it was only after so many hardships I was able to escape from his house and come here. And then, friends, when the boy heard Sheila's entire story, he felt immense pity for her. He felt it for her. He felt compassion. And friends, the boy's name is Ramesh, a resident of Bihar. He was standing at Delhi station waiting to catch a train to his village. Right, he did. He was also on the platform at the time. He then said to Sheila, Sheila, I'm also single, so do you like me? If you like me, then come with me to my house and you'll be very respected there. You'll be loved. And then friends from Ramesh takes her to a nearby hotel for a meal and feeds her a hearty meal. After that, Sheila says to Ramesh, Ramesh, I want to with you. I want to go to your house, Rabbi. Then Ramesh takes Sheila with him and catches the train to his home in Bihar. And friends, after a journey of about 24 hours, Ramesh takes Sheila back to his village. When he arrives, and everyone in his village, Sheila, with him, they are overjoyed and say, oh, Ramesh went to Delhi. Went to Delhi to earn a living, but he brought a very beautiful and charming Bharya with him. When his mother sees Sheila for the first time, she too is delighted and accepts her as her daughter-in-law and protection to her. From that day on, Sheila lives with her husband, Ramesh, at their home. They got married in a temple and now, almost 2 years have passed since their marriage. And they have a son, Day. Now Sheila is living happily with her second husband, Ramesh. She also does farming while living in the village. And Ramesh also left his job in Delhi after that day, and now lives at his home with his wife Sheila. So friends, this was today's story. Please do let us know how you liked it by commenting. So friends, the purpose of telling our story is not to hurt anyone's feelings, nor is it to hurt anyone's heart. We just want to alert you. We want to make you aware. So I will meet you tomorrow with another new interesting story. Till then, take care of yourself and your family.